Howdy, race fans! Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, race fans. I am StockCar Scott, and this is my little show about racing I like to call In the Pits. And In the Pits is brought to you each and every week. Well, you know, it's brought to you by a generous sponsorship from Monte Carlo Express Delivery. Monte Carlo Express Delivery, serving the courier needs of the Seattle area for the last decade. Please like us on Facebook. The reason I hesitate for a moment there on the brought to you every week and all that sort of stuff is because if you've been following, you probably realize that this is the last show I'm going to do for 2014. 2015 will come along sometime, folks, and then I'll get back to it with all new racing and all that sort of stuff. You know, end of the season. What am I supposed to do? Start telling y'all about football? Ain't going to happen. Basketball most assuredly is not going to happen. Bowling? No reasons to start following the bowling tour there. And so, here's my favorite little race fan here that hangs out with me, looking to get up into my lap. But like I was saying, not going to be any racing to follow, so I'm not going to put the time into doing this during the winter. In fact, what I'm going to put my time into is maybe making some things better about it, and also watching some old video and perusing other people's YouTube sites now that I'll have a little bit more time, especially Nathan Prince. I want to see a lot of his videos and maybe get some tips on how to make mine better. So there you go. There'll be plenty to do during the off season. You know, everything can be improved. It just takes a little time, and that's what I'm going to do during the off season. Work on improving. So maybe I'll be able to improve a way to get through a show without drinking out of my Sterling Marlin glass. Nah, I don't think so. Okay, the only racing last weekend was F1. And like I said last week, it was all at 5 o'clock in the morning. Actually, the race itself started at 5 in the morning, but they had an hour's worth of pre-race. But Friday, I got up at 5 o'clock and got in front of the TV to watch some practice, but fell asleep. Luckily, I had the recorder going, so I was able to watch it later, and it was nice seeing my guy Lewis Hamilton do well in that second practice. And he did real well during qualifying, during the first two parts of qualifying on Saturday. He was fastest, but then there on Saturday qualifying, his main rival there, Nico Rosberg, pulled out just a couple of fractions of a second more, or I should say less, on a lap, and was able to sit on the pole for the final race of the season there, the double points race at Abu Dhabi. And as I explained to you last week, Rosberg still had a chance to win the championship. Just had to watch, folks. It was a really good race. I know I'm skipping right through Saturday qualifying, but you know, like I said, Hamilton was good through the first two sessions, and Rosberg beat him on the third session for the pole. Let's see who was third. Didn't really matter. I do believe it was Massa. And Felipe Massa is really having a resurgence year, and I like the guy. He's from Brazil. He's had his ups and downs. He drove for Ferrari, and years ago he had a really nasty accident that he had to come back from. But he's done it, folks. And though he hasn't won a race in a long, long time, he's been finishing up on the podium a lot this year. So I think a win in that Williams Mercedes of his is just going to be around the corner next year. He or his teammate Valtteri Bottas, because they both had really good years in their Williams Mercedes. Also, good year was had by Daniel Ricciardo of Australia, who ran for the Red Bull team along with Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel did not finish very well. Well, nothing is very good after you've been the champion for 4 years straight. So I think Vettel finished fourth in points, fourth, fifth, something like that. So he's moving on. Officially announced on Friday that Sebastian Vettel was going to Ferrari next year, and of course that made the questioning about where is Alonso going even louder, and everybody's even more sure that he's going back to McLaren, because McLaren is going with Honda, and Honda wants to have a champion, so a champion of Alonso's caliber. So I don't know. Maybe he and the owner there of McLaren are going to kiss and make up or something, but we'll still have to see. I think they were going to make their announcements at the end of the month, the beginning of December, something like that. The race was great, folks. It was well worth getting up early in the morning, and I was able to stay awake during the whole thing, much unlike practice and qualifying that, like I said, I had to watch the recorded version. Yep, the race was right from the start. I mean, and that was the race, was the start, because Nico Rosberg, even though he was on the pole, he got a terrible start. And Lewis Hamilton in second, he jetted off like he was in a rocket. I mean, it was fantastic. Made it to that first turn. Nobody had to wreck anybody. And Hamilton led most of the early part of the race there before he had to come in and get tires, and he had got so much of a lead by the time that he did come in to get tires that even though Massa was able to lead some laps coming out of the pit at a strategic time there, Hamilton still caught back up with him on his fresher tires and was able to win the race. And what happened to Rosberg, you might say? He had problems. He had race problems there with his car, and it lost power, and he started dropping back. I do believe he even got lapped before the race was over with. So even though he couldn't fall any further in the points than second, that is where he finished for the year. Ricciardo couldn't finish any different than third, couldn't get any higher or lower. So that's your top three for the year, with my guy, my favorite fella from England there, from Great Britain, the new world champion, two-time world champion, Lewis Hamilton. And he now also has the greatest number of Grand Prix wins by anyone British. And he's on a short list of several English, British drivers that have won more than one championship. He's still got one championship to win to get ahead of Sir Jacques Stewart. So we'll see how that goes next year. And plus, he's still got to battle his teammate again there. So it should be an interesting year next year with Vettel in Ferrari, with Alonso probably in McLaren. We'll just have to see how that goes. But Lewis Hamilton, champion, probably didn't get to drink any alcohol because they were in Abu Dhabi, and you can't do things like that. At least you're not supposed to. In fact, they even made the Williams Mercedes team take off their red stripe that denoted their martini alcohol, their sponsorship. So I guess Hamilton had to wait until he got back to jolly old England in order to toast with a stout ale there. What those English people do, I guess. That and wear earrings and get tattoos like Lewis Hamilton. So anyway, oh, okay. Well, just looking forward to next year now. I know I'm beating that one like a bad drum, but oh, another couple of things I did want to mention though with F1 was that Jules Bianchi had been moved several weeks ago to a hospital in his hometown of Nice, France. So, and they're saying that he is breathing on his own. So he's got a lot of recovery time, but hopefully things will turn out well for him. And another former F1 driver that has got a lot of recovery time ahead of him is, of course, fantastic champion there, Michael Schumacher. And you know, we hope only the best for him, and hopefully he'll be able to come back and be an ambassador for the sport, much like all of the other drivers. I've been seeing a lot of the old F1 drivers this year, like Mario Andretti and Gene Clark and some of the old guys show up to race. Of course, Niki Lauda is there at every race with Mercedes. So it's nice how, you know, even just like NASCAR, just like all types of racing, the old racers come back and they support the young racers. You know, everybody has their time. Oh, okay. Well, I guess what I'll be doing over the winter, over that time when there's no racing, you know, it would be nice though if they did have the winter heat. Yeah, a couple of people on Facebook reminded me with comments that they made about missing racing. You know, whatever happened to winter heat down in Arizona. I mean, when you think about it, it was a perfect way to stretch out the racing year. But I guess guys have to, and gals, have to take some downtime sometime. And so that's what we'll do. I'll turn my efforts to, like I said, improving the show, and also doing diecast searches here in the Great Northwest to add to my collection. Like, oh, well, of course, over here, you know, getting in my last wear of some of my National Guard stuff, because next year it won't be National Guard, it'll be Nationwide Insurance. And of course, Thomas Scooter got on down to Phoenix before the end of the year, and he's already ahead of me. He'll already have him some new junior stuff to wear. But I figured I'd wear my National Guard stuff, show off my National Guard Dale Jr.'s Daytona win from this year one more time. And hopefully I'll get to find a couple of other his winning die cast over the winter. And of course that goes real nice with my other Dale Jr. winning Daytona die cast there from 2004. Oh yeah. Back when Nextel was just coming into the sport, and then they switched to old Sprint. And it got a couple die casts over here. Got an old Dale Earnhardt Oreo cookie where he raced in his last Sprint Unlimited, and that's the next thing that we'll be waiting for. Or it wasn't Sprint Unlimited back then. Of course, it was still the Bud Shootout, which had earlier been the Busch Clash. But now it's the Sprint Unlimited, and of course it's the race that is a warm-up race there at Daytona come February 15th. Saturday night, February 15th, that would have been my older brother's 61st birthday. Gonna miss you a lot there, Bob. But racing goes on, and that's when we'll start watching racing. Watch for all the new cars there at the Sprint Unlimited. Yeah, baby. I hope you can hear her meowing. But if not, I'm sure she'll jump up here in my lap in just a second. Oh, yeah. Another thing I wanted to show you was this little gem that I found this past week at Value Village. When I'm out looking for diecast, folks, I look everywhere, all sorts of NASCAR stuff, and I found that Value Village turns out to be a really good place. I've gotten some really nice books. If you look through some of the previous episodes, you'll see early Kyler over here, my Squidbilly friend here, reading an extra NASCAR book that I found at Value Village, and over here by Wilson, the volleyball is my Tony. Yes, I have been awarded a Tony, folks. No, not really. I got this. Come on up here, baby. I got this really nice porcelain Tony Stewart from several years ago. Of course, when he was with Home Depot, and I get to looking at it, and it's like a couple of Earnhardt ones that I have. I have a Earnhardt Senior and an Earnhardt Junior that are like this from 2000, 2001, I do believe they were from. And this one, I look on the bottom of it, and it tells me that if comparing it to my other ones, it looks like it's number one of like 58 or something. So if that's the case, I think I really ran across a nice little find there at Value Village. But that happens from time to time. Well, Kitty's up in the lap. She thinks that means that she's going to be able to get all rested and find her a place that she wants to be. But I'm about to get up, because like I said, not much to talk about this week, so show's going to be cut short. Hope you caught that really nice F1 race. Oh, yeah. And looking forward to racing all over the place come February for a couple of months just on TV, but then by the end of March, we'll have racing right here in the Northwest. Yeah, looking forward to some of that first racing at Evergreen, and then probably the next weekend at South Sound, and then the next weekend will be maybe the Apple Cup. Who knows? Who knows what we're going to have to work in for next year. And I was asked about one more thing to comment on before the end of the year with all of what's been going on in the news here. Can't hardly turn on the news without hearing something about Ferguson. Well, somebody wanted me to comment on Ferguson, and I have to say, sorry, that's the wrong kind of race troubles. That's not what we cover here in the pits. So, happy Thanksgiving this week, folks. Get together with your family if you can. Don't kill yourself to get together with your family. They want to hear from you. They want to hear that you're okay. Or, if you can, spend time with them. Doesn't have to be this weekend, folks. It can be any time during the whole year. Take them to a race. Get together with your family while you can. I got together with my family last month on Halloween. Hopefully I won't be doing that type of getting together again for a while. Get together with your family while they're alive, folks. And enjoy Thanksgiving. Enjoy all the holidays. Enjoy Christmas. Enjoy New Year's. And pretty soon we'll be back around to racing. Me and my little race buddy here will be all ready for the new next year. So, until then, race fans, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thank you, race fans. We'll see you next year, hopefully with a new and improved In the Pits with Stock Car Scott. Thank you.